Can we start na po, sir? Thank you po, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So, we are the Group 2, and today we will present to you our topic for today is developing an ICT project for social changes. And in this topic, we have four content, which are planning and conceptualizing an ICT project, research for ICT projects, audience revealing demographics and psychographics, designing and copywriting for ICT projects, and last is developing and constructing the ICT project. So, for this lesson, we have an objectives in which the first one is plan and conceptualize an ICT project for social change, and the last one is know the platform that can be used in developing an ICT. So before we start our discussion, let's have a nice break. Our, our, uh, our icebreaker for today is topics and one word and riddle. Yung dalawa yung ginawa naming icebreaker or two types ng icebreaker. So para exciting. Tapos yung magiging concept ng icebreaker namin. Sa bale siya, rumble. Sa four pics and one word, bale isa-isang picture yung ipapakita namin. And then, dun sa, kunwari, alam niyo na agad yung sagot sa four pics and one, ay sa, unang picture. So, raise na lang kayo ng hand, then tatawagin na lang kayo ng ka-group ko. Sir, next group daw po, kayo na Drake. Charot. So, ayun, so yung mananalo dito is may prize. So, mamaya na lang namin sasabihin yung prize pag may nanalo na. So, ready na ba kayo? Ready na kayo?
Opo, ready na po kami.
Okay. So, first, four pics and one word muna to. So, first, raise na lang kayo ng hand kapag alam niyo na. Okay pa ako.
ICT?
Okay. Okay, Drake.
Technology.
Hindi. Hindi.
Oh, dagdagan ng clue.
Okay, dagdagan. Okay. Okay, Jamshed.
Internet.
Hindi. Gab.
Internet or network?
Hindi. Eric.
Connection.
Hindi mo lang. Ano?
Connection.
Hindi. May kulang. Okay, magdadagdag kami ng isa pa. Wait lang. Okay. Okay. Ay, si Dian. Si Dian ba yung nag-ano? Dian, ano yun?
Internet connection.
Okay. Tama siya. So, yung unang sagot or yung unang answer dito sa question is internet connection. So, may 1 point na si Dian. So, first, so riddles muna ta. So, riddles naman. So, what occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? Yes, Chloe.
Letter M.
Okay. Tama. So, may 1 point na si Chloe, tas 1 point kay Dian. So, ayan. So, next. So, perfect and one word naman ulit. Okay, so, ayan. Go, hulaan nyo. Uy, walang gustong sumagot. Uy, grabe, hindi. Uy, mag-raise kayo ng hand.
Family? Family ata?
Hindi.
Puro legend na yan eh.
Next pick daw.
Okay. Sino ba na nagtaas? Si Jamshed?
Si Jamshed.
Ayun, si Jamshed.
Sarap mo. Hindi ko gets. Sorry.
Sino nga yung sumunod? Sige, Gab.
Si Drake.
Ay, si Drake muna, si Drake.
Hindi ko din alam.
Shazmay.
Si Shazne.
Ang hirap.
Movie.
Ano?
Next
ano?
pick.
Ano?
Movie.
Okay, tama na si Shazmay.
Movie? Not
So, movie. Ayan. So, the answer is movie. So, may 1 point na si Shazmay. Okay, next. I never ask question but always answer. What am I? Uy, sumagot kayo.
Ay, di kayo sasagot.
Nagpa-process pa yung utak.
Pwede magtawag.
Sige, pwede naman.
Parang Eric. Sagot.
No clue.
Shazne yo.
Shazne.
Pinoprocess pa eh.
Doorbell.
Ang galing ni Shazmay. Okay, doorbell. So, may 2 points na si Shazmay, 1 point kay Dian, tapos 1 point kay Chloe. Ayan.
Woo! Best friend ko
Doorbell.
yun.
So, next. Okay. Go, hula na ulit kayo. Dian.
Dessert?
Hindi.
Pizza yan, te. Dessert ka dyan.
Ang sabay.
Hindi. Pang pizza ang pang dessert. Ano ka ba?
Oh, panis ka kay Josh.
Toppings.
Ang galing.
Hindi.
Next pick.
Isa pang clue.
Junk food.
Colorful.
Party.
Si Eric daw gusto mong sumagot. Si Eric daw.
Ano dyan? Sige, Eric.
Round?
Ano?
Round?
Hindi.
Hindi.
Kabog round.
Pizza Hut.
Okay. Another term. Okay. May sumagot kayo. Diyan.
Oh, ayan. Babawi si Mia.
Circle.
Oh, shit.
Oh, kayo.
Circle.
Okay, circle. Tama. Sobrang hirap ba? Hindi naman. Kaya mo yan. Next. You can break me easily without even touching me or seeing me. What am I? Okay, Gab.
Pangako.
Okay, tama. So,
May pinaghuhugutan ba?
So, may 1 point na si Gab. Pero,
Sorry, Pueblo. Akin eh.
si Dian ba yung, si Dian at saka si Dian at saka si Shazmay nagkaroon ng 2 points. So, kayo na lang dalawa yung makakasagot ng last point. Ayan. So, para sa inyo lang to, Dian at saka Shazmay. Ayan, wait lang. So, 2 picks na ibibigay ko. Ayan, sagutin nyo na.
Sewing kit.
Ay, hindi ka. Wala na, nabigay na ni Gab. Magtatanong na lang kami mamaya dun sa dalawa about sa...
Bato-bato picks na lang.
Magtatanong na lang kami mamaya dun sa dalawa about sa topic namin. So, sa last ng discussion. So, ayun, mag-start na kami. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you sa cooperation. So, let's start. Okay. Um, so now let's proceed to our introduction in which talks about the social changes. We made this as an introduction because this is the main topic and goal of our presentation today. So, what is social change? A social change is a way of interaction and relationship of humans transform over the time pass by and develop new knowledge that gives an impact to the society. It has different types when it comes to change, just but this will lead to how social change works. Where ICT or information and communication technology can help our society to get what social changes they want. ICT also makes an wait. ICT also makes an easy way on how to live in this world. ICT also enables disadvantages individuals and communities to participate in the national and global policy decisions that can change their lives and empower them to take action that can financially, socially, and politically benefit them. So, when we say social changes po, this is how we know the changes that happen to our life, society, and world uh, of the time. So, this involves how we value things socially and more. So, social change happen because of certain issue that should be done and have development. And then ICT is the one who helps or the one that can help us to resolve it easier. We know that ICT is just for technology, but there is something more of it. And ICT brings more effort and also helps our society when it comes to issues and problems. There are steps for us to make social changes in the form of making an ICT project. And here is the first one.
Planning and conceptualizing an ICT for social change. ICT serves as the stepping stone for the economic, social, industrial growth and development of the first world countries around the globe. We all know that ICT has a big role on us in making an important things to our life. Another things is ICT is all ICT also serves us for change. It makes us complete the package every time. Now let let know how we can plan and conceptualize an ICT project. Next slide. There are the there are there are at least step on how you can generate a group planning and conceptualizing a project. The first is specific. It, I it answer the question. What do you want to do or want to achieve? Set a realistic goal that is direct, detailed, and meaningful. Make sure that your goals are focused and can identify a concrete outcome. Your goal will be addressed or vague without the specific of the goal, because knowing what you wanted to achieve is knowing the average to success for this. We are planning for us to know what is the main things we need to do about our project. It symbolizes the specific because in planning and conceptualizing, being specific is a most to have a strength point to the project that you will do. For example, you want to do social change about your surrounding, then be specific about what social change you want to have happen. So it is clear and easy to understand. Next is measurable. That answers the question. When when will you know when you reach it? What are the sign of your success? Make sure that your goals is trackable and quantifiable. Defining your definition of success will aid you to estimate your current achievements level on reaching your specific goals. It says here, it says here also that your topic should be limited and know the limitation when you aim to focus on this topic. You should focus on it, not hesitate to add more information about another topic because your audience will be confused on what is your main topic for your project. So you should measure your limitation and boundaries to the project your to the project you will do. Next slides. Next slides is attainable. That's answer the question. Is it possible for you to reach your goal? Works towards a goals that is changing but possible and doable. Check if you have the tools or resources that will help you to achieve and attain your goals. Don't just make a promise and seize the goal of your project. Do your best to finish and make it happen. A good project is being released and succeed in its goal of it. Another one is realistic. And I answer the question. Are your current skills enough to reach your honest with yourself and knowing your Are your current skills enough to reach your goal? Knowing yourself is the key to your success. Be honest with yourself and know your capabilities and the things that you cannot do. Be realistic towards your goals your goals as well as your capacity to do. When you say realistic, it should be attainable but powerful. As they say nga, it should be what you see is what you get. Being realistic about the project that you will do will help you to be more successful and make your audience audience convinced with the project you will process to make. Next slide. The last one is time bound. And I answered the question. When exactly do you plan to accomplish it? Give yourself a deadline. Every goal should have a target date to finish. Having a deadline motivates motivates oneself to do more efficiently and helps you to be focused on reaching your goals. Make sure that your promise date on when you will end up doing the project will be followed because it is the time bound you set to your project. We all know that doing a project is not that easy. So make sure you will give yourself enough time to do and accomplish the project you will do. Next slide. A concept paper. A concept paper is a document used to convince a panel of potential funders to help a product, program, or service become a reality. It has 6 elements, which are titles that serves a lot in terms of getting the audience interest. So make sure to have a short but catchy and interesting title of your chosen topic. The next is introduction. That that includes your group's mission and vision and a brief introduction of your project. The next is purpose. That includes the reason why this project is worth your group and your sponsors time, effort, and money. Next is this description. That includes all the necessary information about the project. Next is support. That contains the budget needed for the project. And the last is contact information. That includes information on how the group can be contacted. These elements will be the one that helps a group of people who will make a project about social changes easier because it has a pattern. When doing a project, you should estimate what will be the information you will get. You should be ready about the chosen one. Thi- This will helps you to target your goals and accomplish it. Why concept paper? Because this talks about how you highly know your topic and what is the background of it. When you know it, you can proceed in making an advocacy campaign in which.
So, let's proceed to making an advocacy campaign. So, sabi nga ni Tio, after you make a concept paper, pwede kang mag-proceed sa paggawa ng advocacy campaign, in which advocacy campaign influencing and giving awareness to some issues around the local and national level. It also used in making or doing social changes. Advocacy is not simply providing one service that would address your cause on a small scale. Instead, it attempts to break down the greater factors that are causing that problem in the first place. So after you make a concept paper, you can proceed in making an advocacy campaign and convince your audience about the project you will hold. By this, um, it will be easy for you or your group to determine and state the information that is connected to your topic. Another thing is there is a step by step or step on how to make an advocacy campaign. The first one is setting a goal or set a goal. Just like in a concept paper, you should know first the topic and the goal of your project so you can determine what will be the flow of it. So parang ang pangit naman, di ba, if magkakaroon kayo ng project pero hindi planado or hindi masyadong napag-uusapan yung kalalabasan or magiging flow ng project mo. Next is assess your resources, which you should be able to know where you need to find reliable resources that make your project powerful and can convince the audience itself. So, pag-assess your resources naman, it talks about the yung parang magga-guide or way or basta magiging guide nung project nyo. So, magiging helpful siya sa project nyo kasi parang siya yung nagbibigay ng pattern or susundan. And it gives also an information. So, parang mas mapapadali yung pagkilala dun sa background information nyo sa project nyo. So, mas ma-explain nyo at saka magagawa nyo ng maayos yung project nyo for social change. Next is identify people. Identify people. Whether it is from the age limit of adult or childhood. So, they will know if they should be connecting their situational kit. Sa paggawa kasi ng sa paggawa kasi ng advocacy campaign, kailangan alam mo yung audience mo and inaalam kasi yung audience so para alam mo yung limitation ng mga sasabihin mo at saka ng gagawin mo, ng limitation ng project na gagawin nyo. Kasi if hindi nyo alam yung limitation ng people na mapupunta sa circle of project nyo, parang mako-confuse sila na parang ano bang ambag ko sa ganito? Ano bang ambag ko sa parang paano nila magagawa or paano nila maisa sa nila or yung project sa sarili nila. So next is define your message and awareness. So your audience will be informed informed what is the way your group is making this project at all. So yun nga, parang first kailangan nyo muna magplano. So alam nyo yung magiging message or magiging flow ng project nyo and then by that, pwede kayong makapagbigay ng awareness na pwede nyo isama dun sa advocacy campaign nga. Next is set and implement the strategies. This will be very helpful to your group, especially to the project that you will do in the way of making your project easier to understand and identify. Then, sa last naman, track your goals because this will help and serve to you if you can target your goal and end of your project if it is succeed. So, kapag na-track nyo na nakagawa na kayo ng advocacy campaign, pwede nyo i-track yung pwede nyo matrack yung step by step niya or yung procedure kung nagiging successful ba siya or parang walang galaw dun sa procedure na ginagawa nyo. Kasi if that, parang hindi siya nagiging successful. But if you track your goals or your project, makikita nyo if nagiging successful ba siya. So, you can maintain or you can improve more your project. So, next.
Next is about research for ICT projects, audience profiling, demographics, and psychographics. This is a way of describing an audience by looking at their behavior and personality traits. For social advocacy, advocacy is defined by Merriam-Webster is the act of supporting a cause or proposal. The act or process of advocating. Today, the adaptation and improvement of the technologies can now serve as a platform for solving local and global issues through advocacy. These include solving gender equality, economical accountability and transparency, educational dilemmas, crimes, religious conflicts, climate change, and more. This is a process in making a social advocacy, and here is the step. Next slide. Research for content talks about research is essential whether you love it or hate it, for there is a real urge for it. Every day, we undergo different problems and dilemmas in life and find their solution. Sometimes it is hard and takes time when research is needed. According to Western Sydney University, research is defined as the creation of new knowledge and or the use of existing knowledge in a new and creative way to generate new concepts, methodologies, and understandings. This could include synthesis and analysis of previous research to the extent that it leads to a new and creative outcomes. On the other hand, research skills are our ability to find an answer to a question or a solution to a problem. Research skills also include the ability to gather information about the topic. We have to review information, analyze and interpret the information in a manner that brings us to a solution. Research is a very important role in our life when it comes to getting or sourcing information. These are the reliable things we can do to get reliable information and content. Research nowadays is used to solve problems and issues that happen in one society. Because of research, it is being resolved and take action. The connection of it is making a paper and also a speech that needs research, and one of it is a social advocacy speech that is connected in making social changes. Next slide. In audience profiling, it is the process of getting customers' data and segmenting them into groups with similar behaviors. The objective is to know your audience better to create personalized campaigns and increase results. It is also a powerful method for defining precisely who your ideal customers are.
To know more about your audience or customer, it is answer the following question. Are we targeting the right audience? How does our audience perceive our brand? How does our audience interact with our brand? What does their average day look like? What social network does our audience engage with? How does our audience go about making purchasing decision? What does our customer journey look like? This question will help you to determine more about the information of your audience and know where he and she belong. Next slide. You need to consider also their age, gender, education, occupation, annual income, behavior, culture, habits, because it is also included in the information that is needed for them to know more about their personality. Next slide. In audience profiling, two groups that talk about it. The first one is demographic. Demographic profiling is a form of demographic analysis used by marketers so that they may be as efficient as possible with advertising product or service and identifying any possible gap in their marketing strategy. As you can see, there is a table here and it talk about the different type of classification when it comes to a standard. The first row is the social stage that represented A letter A, B, C1, C2, D, and E. Next row, it is their social status according to their social grades that has an upper middle class, lower middle class, skilled working class, those at the lowest were where the third row is about the occupation that is connected to the their social status where are the upper middle class is those people who are higher management, banker, lawyer, doctor, and other professionals. The middle class who are a middle management teacher, creative and media, people, graphic designer, etc. The lower middle class who are office supervisor, junior manager, nurse, specialist, then the skilled working class, which is skilled manual workers, plumbers, builders. Then the working class who are semi-skilled and unskilled manual workers. The last is those at the lowest who are unemployed student, pensioner, casual worker. These are the demographic profiling. I have an example for each class. Next slide. So here, the example for class A is the lawyer, which status is upper middle class. For B is a teacher. For the middle class. For C1 is a nurse. For the lower middle class. A builder for C2, which is the skilled working class. The semi-skilled and unskilled manual worker for D is the working class. Then last is a student for those at the lowest for E. Next slide. For psychographic, it is a qualitative methodology used to describe traits of human and psychological attributes. Psychographic has been applied to the study of personality, attitude, interest, or lifestyle. Below, below here, there are also a table and the first row talk about the traits of one person. The second is the meaning of it. First, we have so in which they are the person who want a product that increase their people their power and control in life. Next is the aspires, which is the a person who wants a product that improve their and is fashionable. Then cares, which a person who want to be seen caring and achiever is a person is motivated by achievement. Others with a person who goes against traditional views and values. A traditional is a person who takes achievers, which a person who fails to achieve their potential, those do as well as they expect.
Designing and copywriting for ICT projects. In this part, we are going to talk about the things all about copywriting and design. But first, what can I ask someone what is designing? Designing for ICT projects. If you have any idea. Okay. Designing refers to the use of information and communication technologies, or ICT, in the fields of socioeconomic development, international development, and human rights. This just means that we use ICT in order to know the situation in every field that is being said in the definition of designing an ICT project. Um, Copywriting. Copywriting is the writing content conveyed through online media and print materials. Next, please. Copywriting. Copywriting is a process of checking ICT, or information communication technology. In copywriting, there is a steps on how to copyright copyright and information, and this is it. First, split paragraphs into shorter and fewer sentences. Next is split complex sentence into simpler one. Highlight keywords and use subheadings to identify subsections of the application or website. Next, please. Before I continue, I just want to say that um, there is a difference between copywriting and copyright. Copywriting is where a copywriter copies a work, and copyright is a law. These are the works covered by copyright. Copyright. Literary works. These are basically prose, such as books, news story, scientific scientific paper, novel, poetry, or any other forms of word only. The validity of copyright under literacy works applies during the lifetime of the authors plus 50 years of death. Musical works. This applies to both the lyrics and the music. Under musical works, the copyright falls under 50 years from year recording took place. Dramatic works. These are plays including any accompanying music. Copyright in dramatic works, whether published or unpublished, expires 50 years after the end of the year of creation. Next. Pic- pic- Pictorial, graphic, and sculptural works. These are photographs, drawings, paintings, and any other kinds of two or three-dimensional arts. These works copyright applies under 50 years from the publication. Motion pictures and other audiovisual works. These are movies, television shows, YouTube videos, and any kind of multimedia. The audiovisual works shall be protected for 50 years from the date of publication. If it is unpublished, it is protected for 50 years from the date of creation. Next, please. Sound recording. These are separate copyright that protects a recording artist's rendition of a work. Performances not incorporated in recording shall be protected for 50 years from the end of the year in which the performance took place. Sound or image and sound recording and performances incorporated therein shall be protected for 50 years from the end of the year in which the recording took place. Architectural works. These are blueprints and similar plans for building. Works of applied art shall be protected for 25 years from the date of its creation.
So, add ko lang dun sa part ni LP. So, dito sa works covered by copyright. So, ito yung mga work na under the law. So, sila yung mga work na if na-copyright mo or if something na may nakuha ka, pwede kang kasuhan and then pwedeng parang magbabayad ka, 'di ba? Na-discuss natin yung copyright na may two types siya. Yung isa is pero yung isa is kapag nag-copyright ka but in a potential way naman, like magtuturo ganun, something. And dun sa isa naman is yung kapag nag-copyright ka tapos parang hindi ka nagbigay ng what, ano ba yung tawag? Parang hindi ka nagbigay ah, ng basta parang hindi mo binigay yung parang hindi mo, pag hindi ka nagbigay ng reference nagkaling sa kanila. Yun, ganun parang,
Credits.
ayun po, sorry, credits. So, credits, parang pag hindi ka nagbigay ng credits about sa ginawa mo. Ganun. Example na is yun sa YouTube nga. So, marami na nakaka-copyright sa YouTube and then, parang syempre yung mga vlogger, din parang nakuha rin sila ng sound and then minsan, especially yung mga nagagawa ng kanta, minsan kasi kapag may nakaka-copyright sila ng tunog, kahit onting minutes lang yan or onting seconds lang yan, nakaka-copyright sila and then, pag napatunayan yun or parang kapag na-identify na na-copyright na, magbabayad ka ng I think more than 1 million or something, ganun. Ayun. So, let's proceed to developing and constructing. So, it is last but not the least. And this is how we will make the project for social change, and it has a lot of things we can do. So, next. So, for developing, we have a step-by-step in which there are two types of developing it. The first is developing a website and blog. For this, we use WordPress. And what is WordPress first? WordPress is capable of creating any style of website, from a simple blog to a full-featured business website. You can even use WordPress to create an online store in a description. It is the main reason why we use it. And here are some benefits and advantages it brings to us. So, na-discuss naman natin last time yung WordPress. So, WordPress yung pinaka ginagamit talaga pag gumagawa ka ng website. And dun sa WordPress, hindi lang website yung pwede mong gawin. Pwede ka rin magawa ng blog and anything na pwede mo-connect dun sa gagawin yung project. So, here are the benefits. First, it was a free and open source, and then user-friendly website, easy to learn and use, 100% customized, flexible, and then offers multiple options. So by this, you can see why it is the most popular tool for creating a website and blog. Because of this, you can make an easier way to develop your project. It is so easy, and we prepare a step-by-step in making your website and content. So we indicate advantages of using WordPress. So parang um kasi as I search more on parang yung ilan sa mga nagagawa ng website para sa project or kahit hindi naman social project, sa project siya is minsan ang ginagamit is WordPress talaga is so mas siya talaga parang siya na yung pinaka main na ginagamit in doing a project. So next is, before we proceed in the step-by-step process of making a website, here are some factors you need to consider in creating and developing an ICT project. Here are conceptualizing your project, research available data about your topic, assigning people to various tasks, creating a sitemap for your website, and list down all the applications that you need, including web page. So this is the needed. So this is needed because this will help you to make your website and project appropriately. Being informative to your project helps you to give a better understanding to your audience, and it has an impact then. So here is the step. So let's start in the step-by-step for creating a website. How to create a website using WordPress.com. So as I search, meron pang isang website which is wordpress.org. And then yung pinakaiba naman ng paggamit ng wordpress.org and wordpress.com. Sa wordpress.org kasi, parang ikaw mismo yung nag-handle ng sarili mong website. So, ikaw yung may hawak ng sarili mong website. But in a wordpress.com, yung WordPress or yung software ng WordPress, yung may hawak na software mo. So, ay ng website mo. So, I think kapag wordpress.org, parang mas may capable ka na magawa mo yung kahit ano sa ano mo. 'Di ba minsan sa isang website, lalo sa paggawa ng paggawa ng website using other software, may limited siya. But I think kapag sa wordpress.org ka, wala siyang limitation kasi ikaw mismo yung or nakabase ka mismo dun sa pinaka-website mo. And then, nasa mismong organization ka ng WordPress. But in wordpress.com, it has a limitation pero you are capable to do your own website pa rin. Pero sila yung may hawak ng website mo and sila yung magme-maintain, but sometimes pwede nilang burahin if something happen. So, ayun. Yun. So, first you need to create a WordPress account and don't forget the password of it, of course. If you forget the password nga naman, we need to log in again to edit. So, kapag so minsan kasi 'di ba syempre, we need to log in again to edit and or add some information about our project in website. So, we cannot be able to do it because we forget our password. And also, if you are afraid to forget your password, then you can use your Google account or your Apple account. So, as you can see naman sa picture dun sa gilid, pwede kayo mamili. It's either magkasign kayo ng sarili nyong account dun sa WordPress or pwede nyo gamitin yung Google or Apple account. So, then create a project, choose the theme you want to use, and then create a domain for your website for you to easily pass your website and see by other people. You need to do your unique domain so it will be easy for you to determine that this is your website. So if you will ask, what is the difference between URL or Uniform Resource Locators to the domain? URL is a complete web address used to find a particular web page, while the domain is the name of the website. So yung URL, ito yung link na ginagamit natin para mag-jump tayo or mabuksan natin yung website. Then, yung domain naman is yung pinaka-name ng website. Pinaka-name ng website na gagamitin mo or gagawin mo. So, ayun. Next, adding text-based and image type of information to page content. So, first, go to your account, click on My Site page, and then choose the pages. On the right panel, click on the ellipse below, ellipse button along with the page title which you would like to add. You may also use and copy the page elements presented below to enhance your page content. If you are finished, click Done to update your page. And if you want to edit it just like the same process, proceed with it. So this will help you enhance and boost your project because this will help you to give more information via images and words about the project you will be doing. Next, adding pictures to the gallery. So gallery page. So first open your account again, click on the My Site page, then choose pages, proceed to the gallery, then left click, then select edit. Use image tool to insert images or image. Create a row for displaying the set of images. Choose an image by selecting add new. Choose your presentation, then insert a caption in each picture by going to the edit tab. Click on the save and update button. So for this naman, you can use this as a reference in each project and step-by-step procedure about your plan. So by this, you can monitor the progress of it and then you can put it also to your website to see those people who visiting it, what is the progress of it. So parang you will use or you will create a gallery sa magiging website nyo para, alam niyo yun, parang pag binisit nyo or pag binisit ng mga nung mga tao yung website nyo, nakikita nila yung progress na nagagawa nyo by each by by each process na ginagawa nyo nga. Then, after naman, and then pwede naman din i-take note nyo yung mga nagiging activities nyo for each project. So, parang mas mako-convince yung people or yung mga tao na i-ano sa kanila yung project. Okay. So, next, adding multimedia widget to your website. So first, go to the modules panel. Then in the themes module, click the customize button. Choose widget sidebar. Then choose what style of property you want. Include what title, navigation, menu, and select menu you will use. Choose your presentation output, then click on the save and update button. So just like the other step naman, it will become easier to determine what you want to specify to it and determine. It also gives a piece of information about the project you will need to do. So it will be very helpful to you. So parang, ayun, same lang sila ng process. And parang sa process na yon, they're giving information. So parang yung pinaka-main focus nila is mag-give lang ng information and mag-give lang ng some asset sa project na gagawin nyo para mas maging maayos yung project and plan na gagawin nyo.
We prepared some example of project for social changes. And the first one is the Philippines saying no to drugs. This project is a non-profit organization and an arm of the dangerous drug boards. It aims to defeat the drugs in the society of Filipinos and help them in their daily lives. We all know that in the previous generation, drugs is become the content of all the news here in our country because many people are being addicted to them. So a group of people and organization made this project to prevent the harm of social changes. Next slide, please. Next is Barkada contra Droga. Peer groups against drugs. The primary target of this program is out of school youth. This program educates them to have a healthy lifestyle and avoid drugs, just like the first project, which if the Philippines say not a drug, this aims to help people but specific to youth because another concern of our government is that many youths nowadays are also being addicted to a drug and they made this platform project to help those youth and change their life as early as it. Next slide. Then next is National Youth Congress on Drug Abuse Prevention and Control that helps the youth to meet new friends. Many youths are being bullied because of some reason, and these platforms will help them to realize that there are people around them that they can be a friends with the love for who they are. It helps them to boost themselves against their self on the traumas they get, in the previous issues they get. Next slide. Last is Drug Abuse Resistant Education or DARE program that aims to educate the youth on how to deal with problems without drug abuse. It is a joint project by the Department of Health and the Philippine National Police with the help of police and those people that will guide the youth in taking an action to their problem. They will be able to resolve them and don't hesitate to change their life. Sometimes they are also an instructor and educators that will help them realize that not all their things to do will be solved by using drugs.
And for the last part of this presentation, we will we will give another way on how we can make an advocacy project. The next first one is using WordPress and making a website. The next is using software that will be able to develop a video about advocacy projects you need. The first software is VideoFad. It is one of the best video editing tools to take your first step in the world of multimedia video editing. It is perfect to for anyone starting to play around with video composition and is simple and easy to use. Next slide. Next is Blender, which is open source program that is entirely free to use. Blender was designed as a 3D animation suite that comes with a very useful video editor. The editor allows you to perform basic action like video cuts and splicing and more. It also allows you to carry out more complex tasks like video masking. This makes it a very flexible video editor and caters both beginner and flexible video editor and advanced to user. Next slide. And next is Shortcut, which is fully open source program. This means after downloading it, you you get access to all-time features without the need for a paid upgrade. This video editor support a wide range of video formats and boasts a great collection of tutorial videos. Two of the most striking features are 4K HD resolution support and its timeline editing. A, a shortcut will be a great editing tool for you if you wanted to have a 4K HD resolution for your video output. Next slide. Then the last is OpenShot, which is entirely open source. It has an easy to use drag and drop interface. OpenShot packs feature including unlimited layers and audio mixing. It also allows real-time previews when you create transmission between your clips. This free editor has also a nice balance between advanced features and simple interface. Good for beginners and advanced creators. This for software is easy to use among all the softwares you can use, but there is other software you may use in simple advocacy, but the best advice is this. Better to choose your software body so it will be easy for you in making a video for advocacy. That's all. Thank you.
So that's all for today po. So here are the reference we used in making this presentation. And these are my group mates. Ian, Alcantara, Corpus, Trillo, Sulit, Aragon, Lungo, and Priscilla. So as of now po, wala si Priscilla kasi may sakit siya, but she cooperate naman in doing this presentation, and also she gives me sasabihin sa presentation na to. So thank you and have a nice day. I hope you learn from us, and that's all.